What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You watching DaveBeyondTV, where we go be counting any bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And you already know, we talking about moon in moon in I believe the moon in Virgo, and then the sun is in Libra, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. About to say the moon in Leo. But for the most part, you know, with this energy, you know, we gearing up for the new moon again. You know what I'm saying? So that type of energy is on the rise. And it's a time right now where a lot of energies are switching sides. So we got Mercury going into, Mercury been in Libra, but we got Mars right there at 29 degrees, 29 degrees Libra. So Mars is actually about to make its way into Scorpio. Thank God, because, you know, Mars and Libra, you can utilize that energy. I know a lot of people with that natal alignment, but that shit is kind of high-key difficult, because it's like everything you're trying to do as far as regarding your passions and things of that nature always need an extra helping hand or something like that. You know, it's always something in the way of that. And even your natural energies to get up and get after certain shit is watered down because too much consideration of everybody else involved in this shit like that. So personally, I'd be like, damn, like that ain't the type of energy I'm always trying to be in when it comes to passions and shit like that. And, you know, when it comes to our passions and motivations, those things have been kind of leading the show for the most part this year. Like a lot of what we've been trying to do this year has had a lot to do with our passions and our ability to get up and spark something new. And just in Libra, you know, it took a lot more communicating. It took a lot more balance. And we might even found it hard to balance the things that we're personally into or passionately into during that time. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, my bad. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, we might have found it very difficult to get a lot of those things that we've been trying to work towards and things of that nature off the ground. Damn. So in this case right now, you know, Mars going into Scorpio is going back into his home sign, the nighttime of Mars. So this is about getting a lot more strategic, you know, dealing with our deep desires. We just got to make sure we don't become too manipulative. And a lot of what we needed to do in this transit, though, was extend ourselves to other individuals and get other individuals involved, so we know who to involve in our passions and things of that nature. Because part of Scorpio energy is about what they would call other people's resources. So with other people's resources, what it really means is like your ability to strategize and leverage other people's gifts and talents with your own. You know what I'm saying? This is like where a lot of the manipulation of Scorpio happens, where Scorpio is able to see what somebody else is able to bring to the table, but also either know how to bring it out of them or know how to finesse them out of it. So, you know, you get the two different sides of Scorpio. You know, the lower octave, which is trying to finesse you out of something that you got for the sake of what they want, but they're just not open enough to tell you. So they put you through a lot of trials and tribulations that you might not understand, but they secretly know everything that's going on. Or vice versa, the more higher octave version of that energy, where they're able to bring the best out of you based upon them understanding things on a deep intrinsic level, understanding how to strategize, aka put you in a position that you might not even know why this Scorpio got you doing certain things, but little do you know, they're actually putting you in a position, and based upon your ability to kind of like stay loyal and follow suit, you know what I'm saying, you end up getting a lot more out of the situation than you might have even thought you was originally going to get. But that's based upon you being able to trust them and them being able to trust you. But that could be a weird space sometimes, because it can feel like that Scorpio is testing you. Not everybody want to be tested in that way, and sometimes, like I said, it can rub people the wrong way or backfire on both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? The Scorpio's in, well, more so the Scorpio's in, because they'll be the ones thinking that they're doing something slick by doing that. And even though they in their heart think they're helping, a lot of times, you know, not everybody want to be used like that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody want to be part of your game. You know what I'm saying? Your puzzle piece. You can't treat people like that. And that's kind of also where the Capricorn energy goes a little too far. Using people and stuff like that. You don't got it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody. It's like using people is a real energy, and it's important here, because you do got to use, not only know how to use other people, but you have to first know how to be used yourself. And so it's an important thing, because, you know, like how we even say, teamwork makes the dream work, and not everybody got a different role to play. So if your role is one of a person who got more power, aka you got a different kind of vision, or your ulterior motives is at play at the moment. Because sometimes it's like you'll find yourself in a position where, like, for instance, the manager or the CEO of a company, it's like, as a CEO of a company, you already know you in a position where not everybody really knows your true intentions or where you're going as far as the owner of that company. The manager can only know so much. You know what I'm saying? The employee under the manager can only know so much. So on some level, they're working with Scorpio type energy, because you as the CEO know damn well in your mind that a person who's the employee don't need to know all of the higher up business, you know what I'm saying, the board table and what y'all discussing on that level, because y'all wasn't in on the development of that. Y'all wasn't participating when that shit was being developed. So you don't really even have rights or access to that level of knowledge and insight and knowing what's going on those levels. So it's like, by default, you in a Scorpio like situation where you're being used. But see, hey, you could possibly be at that board table one day if you do what you need to do, aka based upon your ability to stay loyal with that company and your efforts towards doing the best you can in whatever position that you're given, without having to know every little thing. You're able to advance a certain level to where you come into new knowledge based upon you know, higher ups and executives seeing what it is you're able to bring to the table without anything promised. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of like the energy behind it. So when Mars hits that energy, that's gonna kind of be the type of time we're on with our passions, where we're going to be more strategic in thinking in terms of, okay, now these are my passions and motivations. These are also individuals that I've been relating to. You're going to be a lot more mindful, or need to be more mindful of who you involve with your passions. You know, what you're actually getting into when it comes to those things. And you know, based upon what you've done with, first of all, relating to yourself, you know what I'm saying, Mars and Libra, how you relate to yourself and how good you are, how much effort or energy you put into learning how to relate to your own passions more, right? You're going to understand more things to help you when it comes to actually going after your ulterior motives, when it goes to actually even strategizing what it is that you got going on. And then on the other end, the external end, being that you related your passions and you allowed yourself to be open and communicate about what it is you had going on passionately, now other people are going to be aware of that, and other people are going to be able to either contribute, and you're going to know who to trust in those areas to involve yourself with when it comes to your passions and things of that nature. So that's kind of like the trade-off with everything, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the flow and how everything can trickle down. And that's going to be the first step into that Scorpio season that we're heading into. Because see, we're still deep in Libra. We're in the second decan, right? So we're dealing with the second decan of Libra would be Aquarius. So we're dealing with Saturnian like energies when it comes to how we're relating, which is why right now, even with the sun in Libra, we're about 17 degrees. So with Libra at 17 degrees, we're trying to be diplomatic, but we're trying to be diplomatic about what's real. We're trying to balance the real things in our life, and also we're learning or seeing where we can provide real value, and we're also questioning where others are providing real value to us, also where certain relationships may be restricting us in our ability to build. And so we're kind of questioning and determining where we actually need to put our energy and where we need to invest our time in energy in general. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this energy on the South Node has us looking at old stuff, old patterns, but also seeing the frustration and mistakes when it comes to our spiritual path and where we're trying to go, and where we're participating currently might actually hinder us from our ability to get to where we're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? All of that is at play when it comes to this this sun opposite Chiron and North Node energy. We're kind of trying to sidestep mistakes, but we can't help but still make mistakes based upon what we're passionate about. But a lot of those passions and stuff like that, we're seeing where regardless of what might get us in trouble with the individuals around us. It's like whoever we're trying to relate to, or what we're trying to relate to, or who, people, places, and things. It's like we're forced to just be ourselves in that space, and based upon what is given to us as a reaction and what we're forced to deal with, it's almost like we're in a space where we can't think and consider too much of that. We have to continue on with what we know is true and what we know is right for us, and we can't be so bogged down by that. And we're seeing the kind of, like, again, where mistakes have been made in the past that led us to be boxed in certain ways, but we're also seeing where we're able to create new avenues, and where we're able to create new strides and new directions based upon us just being authentically ourselves and being like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm bringing to the table, fuck all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? And not actually being too concerned about what other people think, even though we're in this Libra energy, which might have you second guessing whether or not that's the right thing to do, you know what I'm saying? But you'll know if it's the right thing to do based upon how you feel after everything is said and done. This new moon in Libra is going to put those types of things on the chopping block, where it's like we're going to have to double down on what it is, whatever decision that we made. You know, that cardinal square that we were going through, that shit already had us in a space where we had to figure it out. We had to figure out and make that decision. And once we made that decision, that's us stepping in whatever direction it is that we're taking our new life. And that new life is like our new ability to relate, our new relations with what we got going on for ourselves, and also what we want to extend to other people, the value that we're able to provide based upon this new character. So it's like, you know, everything is kind of based upon this new character of ourselves and this new aspect of who we truly are. And that's why I said in these relationships right now, you know, we got to be real honest, and the only way to really know if you're in the right relationships is to lay it all on the table and be as open as you can, so that you can at least open the door for what's supposed to be in your life. You know what I'm saying? People out here still trying to create balance with things that have no intention to balance things with them. You know, still trying to relate to people, places, and things that aren't even able to be balanced based upon who you are and what it is, you know, in relation to you. And so coming into that realization, that's that Saturn deacon, you know what I'm saying, an Aquarius deacon of Libra, where it's like you just got to be real about it, and you got to stand your ground. You got to stand on business. Shout out to SYG, my boy Metro the Wizard. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand your ground, and that's just got to be what it is. And you can't really be too scared to step in that direction. And that's the whole thing. You think shit's scary now, shit really gonna be scary in Scorpio season when you look around you and there's nobody you really can trust, and nothing else that correlates to your deep passions, nothing that truly understands you on that deep intrinsic level. And that's gonna be a real scary space. So you want to make sure you're doing everything in your power to at least announce and make it very clear to the individuals, people, places, and things that you're relating to what it is you on, what type of time you on, and what you're on the mission to achieve. And if they can't coincide with that, then it's time to let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? And it's been time. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I mean, it's been time. It's like, it's not even no question at this point, right? And then we have, you know, so with Mercury in Libra, you know what I'm saying, we still trying to make sense out of things. We're trying to think and balance our minds at the moment. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to balance what's on our minds. It might be a lot of different things. There is a lot of different things changing, but we still know we have to maintain and keep a focus. Now, Pluto's finna go direct as well. So there's a pressure now, or it's a pressure, but if you've been doing the work and already peeping what Pluto's been trying to transform for you, then this shouldn't come to no surprise. It should be very clear and apparent what it is that you need to step into as far as the transformation. The benefit of this energy is that we're gonna have access and the ability to step fully into that transformation now. You know what I'm saying? Before, we still might have had certain things that we were debating and trying to figure out based upon not knowing what direction we needed to go in. But right now, like I said before, that grand cardinal square brought a certain level of awareness, and this energy, Pluto going direct, is bringing that extra emphasis on, okay, yeah, this right here, you know damn well that needs to take, you need to take power control over that. And chances are, if you've been in tune with the energy, it's already been something that's been budding, as far as like a if you want to think of like a flower that's been budding before it blooms. It's already been eating at you. It's already been kind of like in the back of your head, like, yo, yeah, this right here got to change, this got to transform. So at this point in time, like, it should be no question. And you need to step into that with power and understand that Pluto, the way Pluto get down is Pluto come and take it from you, it snatch it from you. So this energy going direct, you gotta snatch whatever house you got Pluto in. You gotta take what is yours in that energy. You gotta step into that transformation. And literally, if you ever played, well, I don't know if it's Mortal Kombat or Tekken, but one of them games, there's a finishing move where they punch you in the chest and rip your heart out. Like, that's how you gotta be with whatever energy you got Pluto in, or whatever house you got Pluto in. It's in Capricorn at the moment, you know what I'm saying, 27 degrees. So right now, this is a portal. This is one of those energies that you need to take heed to. And if you let it pass and you still play it, downplay it, you still play it as if it ain't as serious as it is, you will get hit with, you know, Pluto, the way it goes, it'll destroy something right before your eyes, right before you wasn't even ready for it to transform. But there it go, dying right in your arms and shit like that. A very tragic scene. So you don't want to be left out in that type of space. You want to make sure that you're the one killing shit, you're the one initiating death, and that you don't have to second guess yourself. You know what I'm saying? At this point, there's no second guessing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Any second guessing you still got, that's something you need to work out with God. That's something that you still going through, something that you need to come to grips with. Because the thing is, fear don't just go away. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that at a certain point you just stop dealing with fear and things don't irritate you. It's just that you understand what fear is. Fear is not something to stop you in your tracks. If anything, fear is something to motivate you to go even harder in that space. Because what the fuck do you got to be afraid of down here? You know what I'm saying? Honestly, the only thing you should be afraid of is you not making a move, you not making a step, you not going towards your shit. You know what I'm saying? That should be the only thing that you fear. You know, not getting up every day and making it work for yourself. That should make you scared. But trying to get into something or transforming your life to do more of what you want to do, that should make you excited. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a psychological shift. It's just this world inverted things to make you fear things that you should be inspired by. That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the more fear you got towards something, God needs to see you jump into that energy full force instead, and God will give you the benefits of that energy rather than the negatives, aka you running from it. And see, you can't run from nothing in this reality. That's why you here in the first place. You probably was running from some shit, and now you here to deal with it on a slow grind. That's why Earth be the way it is. Everything is a slow ass grind. On a positive end, you can enjoy something for a long period of time. On a negative end, you got to deal with every little aspect. And if you don't, you think you're going to run from it, it's going to come right back. It's going to be a recurring theme in your life until you sit there and deal with it and put time and energy into that shit to the point you come to a new conclusion. That's just the way it is down here. But I gotta go. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get more into these energies and stuff like that. But for the most part, you know, Moon was in Leo, so that was an opportunity for us to pay attention to our relationships and actually pay attention and see what it is that's going on in these relationships and whether or not we need to keep these things. What is catering to those feelings that you want to keep around you and what's taken away from them. Moon going into Virgo, now we can start to analyze and critique our relationships. Now, don't go too overboard. Right? Venus just got into Virgo as well. So Venus and Virgo opposite that Pisces energy can bring a little strain on what it is you got going on. So you got to make sure that you stay you know, don't allow yourself to get too negative and too critical. But for the most part, we're going to start to sort out what it is that we appreciate from our dream versus what we don't. You know what I'm saying? What we appreciate from our reality and what we don't. So things can get a little harsh and cold, but it's for the sake of cleaning up what it is that we've allowed to muddy up our experience down here. So don't run away from that energy either. We got these eclipses coming up as well. So I'm going to make separate videos for that and all that. Because I'm trying to, I ain't trying to rush everything and stuff into this video, but for the most part, the moon in Virgo, we're going to be analyzing our relations to certain things. So you need to take that energy and really pay attention to what it is that just doesn't work when it comes to either how you're relating to something or how something's relating to you, how you're going about your relationships and how your relationships are just taking up space in your life in general. And so it's time to clean those things up. Virgo energy is all about cleaning, seeing what works and what don't work. So seeing what works in our relationships, seeing what works in our ability to relate, how we relate, and also seeing what works in terms of balance in our life, what's unbalanced, and how we can fix and adjust things to make what's necessary balanced. You know what I'm saying? Much love, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.